What is up guys, and welcome for a new video for GODFALL. Counterplay Games just released their final blog regarding the new Exalted update that is set to release on April 7th. This blog goes over the final 4 Valorplates and how their new inventory system is going to function. I will leave a link to the blog in the description if you would like to go and check it out yourself. With this last blog, we now know all the shard abilities each Valorplate is going to receive and what passive abilities each of them will get along with it as well. We will still have to wait for the full patch notes to release to see if we are going to get any buffs or nerfs to any existing gear and items. When they are released, I will be sure to cover them here on the channel. We also got a small look at the new combat system in play, so let's go over everything that they showed off. If you guys enjoyed the video and like what you see, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my GODFALL content. With that, let's get right into it. Alrighty, so the first thing that they go over is how we can obtain these new Valorplate shards. For you to be able to use Valorplate shards, you'll first need to unlock shard slots. This will allow you to equip those Valorplate shards. Players can unlock 2 shard slots during their journey through combat. The first shard slot can be unlocked by defeating Zamora the Far-Seeing, and then those who are able to overcome and beat Macros will get to unlock the second shard slot. For everyone who has already finished the story or have come through with Challenge Edition, will already have those 2 shard slots unlocked, so you don't need to worry about unlocking the slots, you can go straight into obtaining the shards themselves. Let's have a look at how we can unlock these new shards for each Valorplate. Each Valorplate shard will have its own unlock criteria, rewarding you for spending time with the Valorplate and becoming intimate with its style and functions. The shards can have multiple unlock criteria, with the more difficult ones having up to 3 objectives to complete. Here is a look at what sort of objectives you would have to complete in order to unlock one shard. Let's have a look at one of Pentaclaw's shards, the Way of the Wolf. So the shard's power is to apply a doom tag for 10 seconds whenever you hit an enemy with a timing attack. The tagged enemy stores 40% of the critical hit damage that you dealt to them, and then when the tag expires or the enemy is defeated, the stored damage is unleashed as a shockwave that deals damage to the tagged enemy as well as nearby enemies. So it does look like a really fun shard ability. The objectives don't seem to be that difficult, although new players may still find it hard, but if you are already a player, I don't see them being too difficult to obtain. Opening light caches in Lightbringer or defeating enemies with timing attacks all seem very straightforward. The big one is defeating the overcharged realm boss in the Spirit Realm. We still have no idea what sort of fights these will be and how the bosses will behave while they are overcharged, so this could be a tough objective to complete. So that would be how you unlock the shards for each Valorplate. All the shards will receive objective for the players to complete in order to use them in battle. As players unlock and upgrade these shards, the Valorplates will also reach Ascendant and Exalted status, gaining new proficiencies through additional passive abilities. Since we just looked at Pentaclaw, let's go over what sort of passive abilities he can get after upgrading the Valorplate to an Ascendant and an Exalted status. Each Valorplate can get up to 3 passive abilities. One will already be unlocked at the beginning. You will receive a second passive ability upon upgrading your Valorplate to an Ascendant one, and then one upon upgrading to an Exalted Valorplate. Pentaclaw's first passive ability has an X% of critical hit chance, which as of right now is 5%. I don't think they will change this number, but I'm not sure. When you reach the Ascended status, you will get an X% chance to apply an extra element stack whenever you inflict an element with a critical hit. Sounds really good if you're going to play an element build to get some extra stacks on the enemies. Then for the last passive ability when you reach an Exalted status is you will get an X% of critical hit damage during Rampage. Each Valorplate will have their own and unique passive abilities. At the Forge, you'll be able to upgrade each of your shards up to 5 times based on the total collection of shards. The more shards you collect, the higher you can increase their power. Now, let's look at all the information they gave us on the new inventory management system. The Equipment tab has been renamed and repurposed as the Valorplate tab. This rework will now consolidate and hold various other sub-tabs for items such as gear and augments, and also house the important attributes such as skills, shards, abilities, and cosmetics. Under the new Valorplates tab, skills can now be tied to an individual Valorplate instead of having a global application. The abilities submenu will display all the passive abilities and your Archon Fuel ability. Any cosmetics items you apply in the cosmetic tab will now also reflect in the Valorplate pedestal in the Sanctum. So now whatever cosmetic you apply on your Valorplate will also show when it's standing at the Sanctum. Players can interact with the pedestal to easily copy their gear, augments, and skill configuration across all Valorplates and loadouts. And of course we get loadouts. In addition to these changes, each Valorplate will feature 3 loadout slots containing the full set of gear, augments, shards, your skill grid, and cosmetic choices. With 3 slots per Valorplate, you can now quickly toggle between each and swap your entire build in seconds, which is something the community has been really asking for. so I'm really glad they have been listening to the feedback and implementing these changes. I still hope that there is more to the new inventory management than just this new Valorplate tab. As of right now, the armory holds all your items and we still need a lot of filters in order to find them easily. Once you reach endgame, you get so many items and you can reach up to thousands of gear pieces in our inventory. There really needs to be more and more filters to sort and organize the inventory. We will just have to wait and see what more the inventory system will offer. Then in the new blog post, we also got a small glimpse at the new combat mechanics. Those are the new timing attacks which will be tied to each weapon technique. As of right now, the longsword is the only weapon that has a timing attack attached to its southern weapon technique. And now all weapons will have timing attacks on them. In the Hinterclaw's new shard gameplay highlight, we can see him using the timing attacks. Hinterclaw uses his sudden technique on the hammer, and then he uses his timing attack to launch the hammer towards the enemies, when he then teleports to the hammer to slam back onto the ground. This looks amazing and it's a lot more than just a timing attack. The move is fancy and all, but it fits the hammer so nicely. The sudden technique pushes you back, by which you create a big distance between you and the enemies. The timing attack being able to launch the hammer for a ranged attack, which you can then close the distance on the enemy with the slam, makes for a perfect sequence to push away and then close the distance once again. I can't wait to see the other timing attacks that all weapons will offer. We are still waiting on a gameplay demo for the Spirit Realm, which is the new 6-player co-op mode. With the new mode, we are sure to have a lot more new loot to go along with it. There is no new loot type that have been mentioned. Like in the Library and Primal update, we got those two new Primal and Curse loot type in those two last updates. We haven't heard of any new loot types that may be tied in this new Spirit Realm mode. We will however be able to get loot with two primary traits on augments, in the Spirit Realm mode only. We are sure to get a lot of new weapons and gear pieces which are going to be amazing to see. We can already see them in action in most of the highlight videos on the Valorplate shards. And this was all we got in the most recent blog post from Counterplay Games. I really hope that they keep on supporting the game in the future and add more content or even expansions. With the game now also releasing on Xbox, the GODFALL community is going to grow even larger. We also have a good idea on how all the shards for each Valorplate will play out. I have played some of the shard highlights throughout this video, but feel free to check out the blog and read up on each shard if you're eager to know how each of them will play out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm super excited for this update. With only 7 days away, there is still a lot more that needs to be shown off. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you all. I will catch you all next time.